JVB, you did not miss the stream. It was I who was a little bit late. Sorry about that. And also, sorry, I misunderstood you. I think you were the one who asked last time if there was going to be a meditation this Thursday, and I mistakenly thought that this Thursday was New Year's Eve, but it's actually New Year's Day. So, yes, there will be a meditation on Thursday. Let me just see, I'm doing this. There we go. Hey, Azrael. Hey, Azrael here also. Did I miss? No, no one missed the stream. Did I start that late, or did I miss something? Azrael, nice to see you here. How are you doing? I got your message just now. I haven't had time to answer it. We can cover it a little bit since... are you at Plum... I mean, are you there right now? Or I'm assuming so. Thank you. I've had a great day today. Good job. Thank you, JVB. I don't know what I did, but whatever it is, I'm sure it was good. I've been working on, I have 3 videos ready now, 3 scripts, and essentially, yeah, I saw that. I'll bring that up in a little while. If you want, I can talk about it a little. Or do you, actually, you know what? I'll send you a message later about that. I just haven't had time to respond. I've been sitting with, I haven't been making videos for the last 4 months, and there's a reason for that. Hey, Nicole, nice to see you. Wait, what? Why is everyone thinking they got the time right? Am I late? Wait, it is 7:30, right? Or am I missing something else? No, it's correct. It should be correct. Or did I put the wrong time on the stream? Is that why everyone's confused? Yeah, anyway, we're here. It says right now on the on my YouTube statistics, it says that there are 0 people watching right now. I really wonder what's wrong. It was written 8... okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry, my bad. I think it's because before it used to be 8 p.m. and I go back and I use an old stream and just recreate that when I do a new one. It's in France time. Okay. Oh yeah, of course, it's 1 hour different. It is. Let's see. I was talking about how I haven't been having any videos out the last, I think it's 4 months, and it was because at the end of the summer I was really thinking of how do I want to communicate and what do I want to communicate, what style do I want to do, and I realized how much I like these live streams. I just really enjoy talking like this, being just open, having questions, and we just discuss things. I can share whatever I feel like, and we meditate together. It's really enjoyable, but I also realize that format doesn't quite work for normal YouTube videos, because that's a different way of watching content. Because when you click, then you click on something, and you watch that because you want something specific, and you come in, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds before people go, this is not for me, and they click away. So it needs to really catch people from the beginning. And you need to have concise concepts. You cannot, I mean, let's be honest here, I ramble a lot, right? I talk a lot, and I talk around the subject to be able to describe things that are very difficult to describe with words because we don't talk about them so often. So we have to describe everything around the thing I'm trying to describe it. And that works if you have the patience to listen, which most people don't, because they just come in and they sit for a few seconds or minutes and then they're done. So I need to find a way of making it more concrete and really, hey, my phone mama is here also, more concrete and being able to share this in a different way. I actually just shared the video and the thumbnail ideas with Marlene, Mindful Mama. And I've been narrowing it down. Stephen is here also. Nice. I actually think it was thanks to Azrael that I realized that I have a lot of things that I teach that I don't consider techniques or even concepts. I just come up with them every time someone asks something. I think of you, and I think, what would be the best way for me to do this if I was in your situation? How would I look at this? Which is why I've never written anything down. I have very few things that I can repeat and say, oh, I said this or do this, because I've done that before. So I make everything up again, which is good in one way, but the bad part about that is that it's difficult for people to browse through and say, okay, I can use this now, because you'd have to ask me and I'd have to come up with it. But it's difficult for you to say, okay, these are the things I can try. This works here, and I can try this here. So I've been working a lot with my live streams that I've done over the last half year or so, and going through them and seeing what do I actually talk about, and how do I structure everything, and trying to find structure in my rambling. And it's been very interesting to see what's been falling out, because there is a lot of structure in there. I just never thought about it. Like I said, it was Israel who said that, oh yeah, the sausage technique. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great thing. This is a sausage technique. That's amazing. But I haven't talked about that for months, even though it's a really, really good way of bringing yourself into this moment and really observing now, just now. It's incredible for that. But I don't use it like that. So I need to be more clear. I need to structure these things, and I can make that into videos about each concept. I can then tie everything together with what do I actually teach, and it all comes down to enjoying being alive. I mean, everything we do comes back to appreciating and enjoying being here at the same time as we're, how should I put it? This is the thing that's the most difficult, that we're not having ill will towards others. And what I mean with that is not being angry, irritated, wanting others harm in any way, because that is distortion in and of itself. And that's one of the main areas where we have a lot of distortion. So by having these points and trying to create something from that, it will be much easier for me to make videos and saying like, hey, look at this. And then people can spend 3 minutes, 5 minutes and listen to that. And then if you want to learn more, you can come and you can sit here on the live streams and we just talk forever. Let's see, as I said, sausage technique hasn't been working for me lately. Alas, I did for a while and then it lost effect. Oh, so here's the thing about, and the reason I'm not so focused on techniques, it's because they're tricks. All of them in a way are tricks. They work for a while, but then they stop working, because it's not that the technique, the sausage technique, what it does, the sausage technique basically says this. If you come and you use your awareness, and instead of thinking about the future, the past, I'm good, I'm bad, I should, I shouldn't, you just focus on what does it feel like right now, this moment. I can feel this, I can hear, and now I can, and you don't give yourself time to start thinking about the future or the past, to pushing and pulling against the things around you. You just, okay, what now, and now, and now. And that works as long as you're willing to play that game. But after you've done that for a while, you're like, okay, I know this. And then all of a sudden it falls apart and it doesn't work anymore. And then you need to try the next thing to bring yourself here, to experience what's it like right now, right now. People want to find the magical technique that's going to make everything just work. And it doesn't work like that. I've tried so many techniques, and I talked to hundreds, if not thousands of people who have gone through experience and they think they found the magical technique and it works for a few hours, days, and then it falls apart. It's always the same thing. So those things are good ways of overcoming obstacles, or there are techniques you can use in certain situations. But ultimately it's about developing a new way of interacting with the world around you. That's what we're trying to do, which is enjoying, appreciating, and also not having ill will towards others. Like, those are the three things that all of the stuff that I talk about are trying to do. It's just that I suck at making it that clear. So I've really been working on becoming clearer, having some kind of foundation that we can use as a basis. Okay, this is what we're trying to do. Let's talk about this, instead of making it all up every single time. Again, that doesn't mean I just make it all up. I talk from how I am experiencing the world and what I'm feeling and interacting with things around me. And then from that, I make everything up. So it's not that I read books or that I sat and had some deep insight and now I get... No, it's just every time you ask me a question, I just feel, what does this feel like? How would I do this? And I just share that. Now instead, I'm trying to write some of these things down so it'll be easier for people to follow and easier for me to make videos that feel more coherent, so that someone can come and watch, and they can watch this video and then this video and then another one. Stephen, I read this in a book and it deeply resonated with me. I thought I'd share it with y'all. Embrace simplicity. Put others first. Desire little. I absolutely agree with embrace simplicity. That's something that's really good. Put others first. Well, then you're saying that I'm worth less than this person, which is no. And they're not worth more than you. You're not worth more than them. That's kind of... I get what that's trying to do, and that's again one of those techniques. If you're so used to putting yourself first, it can be really useful to put others first. Because all of a sudden you have to look, hey, I want to be first, I want to do this. But if that becomes a truth, then now you've done the same thing but the other way around. So instead of putting yourself first, you're now putting others first. It's the same problem. You can never become happy with that. But it can be a very useful technique to do, that you put others first and see, hey, I want to be first, and then work with that. And then when you're okay with that, well, then you need to be able to put yourself first. Because you shouldn't feel bad either way. It's just what you're doing. That's not the point. The problem is, how do you relate to that? And when you don't feel you need to put others first, when you don't feel like you need to put yourself first, then you can truly make decisions based on what's actually the right thing to do here. Because let's say you have absolutely no money left. You have $1,000 left. That's not nothing. You have $1,000 left and your rent is $1,000. Now, you can use that $1,000 to pay your rent so that you can keep on living in your apartment. Or you can give that money to the cancer research for young children, which is a great cause. I'm not saying anything against it. That's a great way. But in that case, the right call would very likely be to pay your rent before you help others. Because if you don't pay your rent, you're going to lose your apartment. You're going to be thrown out on the street. And you're not going to be in a position to help others later on. So it's not about who comes first. It's about being able to see the situation and make a choice that is not made from greed, but also not from a feeling of, oh, I'm so meek, I shouldn't take up any space, I don't want to be, I'm so humble, I help everyone. That's the same thing, you just flipped it around. And the last one, desire little, that is a really good idea, because desire is distortion. In other words, don't feel like you need to have all these things to make yourselves happy. So within all of these things of saying like that, there's a lot of good things in it, and I think it's a really good practice, like I said, to put others first, but see it as a technique. And it's just like the sausage technique. It's going to work for a while, but after a while it's going to start working against you, because now all of a sudden you feel like, oh, I'm this small person. You're creating a distortion. I'm not worthy, I shouldn't have these things. So it's very easy to get caught up in this. Words to live by, Stephen. Yeah, there are some really good things in there. Put me first then. Venmo with some cash. There we go. This is what I mean. It's so easy to take something that is so good, because I really think what you said, Stephen, is good. Embrace simplicity. Yes, do that. Put others first. Absolutely. Desire little, for sure. But at the same time, if you make it so that you're worth less than others, don't put others first. You also need to be able to put yourself first. If you believe that I need to embrace simplicity and all of the problem, certainly you feel bad when things get complicated, well, then you need to make things complicated for a while. If you feel that I need to desire little, otherwise I'm a bad person, well, then you need to be able to have lot. Desire is distortion, but if we translate desire into having, if you feel like I need to have all these things to be happy, that's just as bad if you feel I need to have nothing to feel happy. Because then you can't have anything. So it's not about what we do. It's about how we relate to what we do. And when we can be at peace with the world being the way it is, then we can make proper decisions, not based on the self, which is either pushed down or elevated to the sky, like some people do. As well, I'm still at a loss end after 4th of January. Can I come and visit you in Sweden? I want to sit in the presence of the Master. Being here doesn't change anything. Being with me. Wim van Kempen. Nice to see you. I shall not want, because want implies not having. I have to come back to that one. Sorry, I got so thrown off, because this is also one of those things, like, people cannot give you these things. In other words, it's not something... I really dislike the guru worshipping they have in India and in many of the traditions. And I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just saying that the idea that someone else can help you is simply not true. What other people can do is that they can push certain things so that you're like, oh, yeah, like the sausage technique. You can do that and say, oh, yeah, I realize something here. But eventually, that will fall apart and you will have to do that work. And if I, sitting here, I'm doing a good job, that means that I'll be able to support you and help you look at more of these things until the time comes when it just becomes natural. And then it's just work. It's just something we keep on doing. I always said that if I do my job correctly, then people will never need me, because they should be able to do this themselves. Which is one of the reasons why I've been so against helping people with specific problems. Because I don't want to help you with your problems. I want to help you understand how to solve the problems yourself. And that's not really how YouTube works, because on YouTube you need to help people solve problems. When you solve the problems, then they start understanding the system, because it's just how YouTube is built, kind of. It doesn't really work otherwise. Let's see, Wim van Kempen is saying, I shall not want because want implies not having. I shall not want because won't implies not having. Give the fishing rod. Yeah, give the fishing rod. It's really about, I'm not sure if I'm reading that correctly or if you missed a word, but I shall not want. Want is a feeling of lack. So yes, I agree completely. There's no reason to feel lack of anything. But if you feel I shall not want, then now you made what we call in Sweden kaka på kaka. Now you made like yourself feeling bad over feeling bad, because now it's not just that you want things and feel bad about this. Now you feel bad because you shouldn't want. So you just added a layer. It's like when people become spiritual and they think, oh, I shouldn't want things. And then all of a sudden they feel, well, I still want things, but I can't want things now because I'm spiritual. So now they feel bad about feeling bad, kind of. So don't make things more complicated than they need to be. JVB, if I can get my 2 cents, absolutely. I like your non-live stream videos that you upload, because they package your ideas in a way that is more easier to understand. The videos sort of make the concepts simple. Thank you. That's exactly where I want. And the 3 videos I've made now, I've actually scripted them, because when I talk like this, I tend to over-explain. But they're much more coherent, much clearer. So I am very curious to see how you receive them and how you find them. And I make them tied together so they're like a loop. And they've been lots of fun to make also. I love this stuff. And now when the cold is over and then like Christmas is over and I can actually sit down and do this, I realize how much joy it brings me to do this, and I wish I had more time to do it. I am off from work now, so I have the time, so I wanted to do that. Maybe one day I can actually do it as a job, which would be incredible. But this is the start. Stephen, how about putting others first without recognition? It's not about the recognition, it's about what you feel. You have to be able to put others first and be recognized for it. It's not about what you do, it's about how you feel. If you think about, if you stop thinking about what you do, because when we focus on what we do, it's usually because we want to have others view us in a certain way. In other words, I want other people to like me, so I put others first so they can see how humble I am, how good I am. It's the same as, oh, I want to be successful and rich and have all these beautiful things so people can look up to me. It's the same thing. Now, if you try to do that without telling anyone about it, then you haven't faced you have to face yourself. You have to be able to put others first and be okay with praise. I have a really hard time receiving praise. At least I used to. I couldn't take someone coming up to me and saying I used to sing and dance and stand on stage, and I found it really difficult when people came up and said, oh, I was so amazing, so good, I loved you on stage. I was like, oh, that's not me. Like, no. So you have to be able to do both. But it's a good practice. Try putting others without showing it to others so that no one knows about it. Because then you'll see like, oh, God damn it. I wanted people to see that I'm so good. But inside you go in there, like, yeah, I am a good person. That's why I'm doing this. So you need to get over the idea of what you're doing, but actually look at how you're feeling about what you're doing. And when you can do that, that's when there's peace, when there's calmness. And then the decisions you make come from peace and calmness, not from a lack of self-confidence or a lack of feeling like you're okay and I need to give to others to feel okay, otherwise I'm not a good person, or if I don't do these things society won't accept me. You need to be able to be you. And when you feel like you don't need to have anything from the world to be you or to feel good, then you also become very... Yet there's like no ill will, because most of the ill will comes from you did this to me, so I need to defend me. I want this, so I'm going to take it. I don't like what you did, so I'm going to punish you. That just doesn't exist when you look at the distortions that are coming and you're just focusing on feeling peace, enjoying, appreciating, and not having ill will. The ill will part disappears eventually, because there is no need for goodwill to cancel out the ill will. It doesn't make any sense eventually, but in the beginning and for a very long time, it's good to have. Yes, it's a typo. I thought so. Kiss, keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, exactly. Azrael, yes, I enjoy the scripted videos also, but I think it would be great if Martin could do a premiere of the video in time for Q&A after. I'm going to do that, Azrael. I think for these 3 videos, I'm just going to release all of them at the same time, but I might, I'll figure out a way to do this, because that's actually, I like the concept, Azrael. But don't stop the live streams, because in the live streams we can ask clarifying questions based on what we have learned. I won't. I mean, as long as it's possible for me to do them. They are a commitment of time, and it's time taken away from helping my fiance with kids. I'm not sure if she's still watching or not, but it's time that I have to take away from my family. So as long as I'm able to, I really enjoy them, and I will do what I can to keep doing them, because I really like doing it. I look sharp today. Thank you. Well, I did get a haircut recently. It's nice. Nice to see you, Tim Esperanza. Yes, she's still here. Okay, I better watch what I'm saying so I don't get punished later. Yes, so 3 videos are coming. I've come up with some really cool ideas for thumbnails that I really enjoy. And I also have the outline of the course, which I started last year. And it was actually now when I was doing the looking through what I teach that I came up with the whole idea for the course. It's just like when I do it, like, this is exactly what I do, but I have never talked about it like this. But looking through the live streams helped me understand that this is actually what I teach. I've just never structured it like this. Thank you. Yes. So the course will be based on what I call the 3 breaths. It's basically we have breath as background, breath as anchor, and breath as practice. And the breath as background, I have like these other ideas like of what to do with them. So breath as background is the mood radar. Breath as background is what I just do all the time. Again, this was something Azrael told me, because I was talking. I said, yeah, just be aware of your breath, because it will tell you if you're getting upset or what you're feeling, what your mood is. And he's like, yeah, but that's not easy to do. Like, yeah, just be aware of it. It's easy. Because I do that 70 to 90% of the day. I just cannot not be aware of my breath. It just is so automatic. It just happens. And the good thing about being aware of your breath is you'll notice what your mood is. Oh, I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling stressed. I'm angry. I'm distorting towards this. It will help you throughout the day to know what state you're in. And knowing what state you're in makes it less likely that you tip over into stress, into anger, into irritation. Or you might notice, oh, when this person says this to me, now all of a sudden I'm feeling this. Why am I doing this? Why am I having a stress reaction? And you can learn how to stop it. The other one, stress as anchor, breath as anchor, is simply a way to, when you notice, okay, the breath is fluctuating, I'm entering a difficult situation, then do a breathwork technique. For instance, the box breathing. 4 in, hold for 4, 4 out, hold for 4. You can do coherence breathing. You breathe in for 4, you breathe out for 6. Something where you actually grab hold of the breath and intentionally are changing your physiology. And you can see this if you have one of these. You can see the heart rate variability. If you have a chest strap, you can see how you change how you are reacting to the world and by doing this breath. So that's the emergency brake. Like, okay, shit, something's happening. We pull the emergency brake. That will really calm down your breath and your senses, your physiology. And using it flexibly like this means that it's not just, oh, we're meditating like we're doing now when we're going to sit. We're actually adjusting our practice to the situation. The final one, which is breath as practice, or the gym, is that you sit down, you do a meditation technique, focusing on the breath in this case. When we do it here, we count to 1 to 8, 8 to 1, and then we just observe the breath. There's a formal sitting where you sit down, you focus on the breath, and you're closing down your awareness of the surroundings and really just closing down the stimuli, minimizing the stimuli to your senses so that you can focus on the breath, which is very different from the two others. The one we're doing here is what most people consider meditation and practice. It's just a tiny bit of the practice for most people, unless you're living as a Buddhist monk or a monk in a meditation center or are at a meditation center, which most of you, except for one that I know of, aren't right now. And even then, you're not going to be able to meditate like that, because in that center, they don't practice like that. So you're going to have to go back to the mood radar and the emergency brake throughout the day. And learning how to balance all of these is what gives you a practice that is useful long-term. It's integrated into life rather than something that ascetics did or monks do, where they can sit in a meditation center and all day long focus, because you cannot. That's not what life is like for most of us. So we need to adjust our practice, and that's going to be the meditation course. Learning or teaching people how to step through these 3 different ways of relating to the breath. And it's the basis of everything I do, in the sense that it's what you need to have to be able to do anything else. You need to be aware of your mood. You need to be able to pull the emergency brake so you don't keep being pulled off into all these tangents or irritations or anger or children screaming or stress at work, someone looking at you a way you don't like. And at the same time, you also need to have a practice you can do. So it will simply be what we do here, but much more structured and with a system to use. And the idea is that I'll have, I'll have a pre-sale or some kind of early bird thing where people can join at a discounted price, or I'm thinking about maybe having so that I give a 1-hour coaching call with me where you can kind of discuss the course at the same time. And then it will be released end of March to the public. Fully released. There will only be like a few spots in the beginning because I want to try it out, see if it works, what people like about it, and then I can adjust if I need to change something. So that's also been really exciting to kind of create this. And as I said, I wish I had full time to work with this, because it really is a lot of fun. And creating these kind of things and sitting here is just, really enjoyable. Let's see. Martin literally does this at times when the kids are intense, closing his eyes and observe the distortion or breath. It's amazing to see how the kids react to him being able to hold space to their emotions after this. I'm often still too late to react instead of. So for those of you who don't know, Mindful Mama is my fiance. Just wanted to share this to make it clear it's working and practice what you practice. Thank you. I try, and most of the time it works. Sometimes even I get irritated and I start like, but I'm always aware, even when I start being really harsh, because sometimes the kids need to hear like, okay, now we stop, now it's enough. But you can still be calm and firm at the same time. It is really interesting to see. And it takes a lot of work to get there. But when you understand the system better, how it all hangs together, then you start being more forgiving for yourself also, because it's not about being perfect. It's not that you cannot lose your temper, or that it's not okay to feel distortions or not be angry. It's about noticing that you are. Most people have no idea. They just go through life and all of a sudden they're really rude and they throw out like really harsh words, and they just like, well, it's because that son of a bitch deserved it. Like, But if you start noticing, oh wait, I'm actually responding this way because of a feeling inside of me. It's just a sensation, which comes from the what do you call it? The habitual, no, the what do you call that? The way you've been raised, society has taught you, like everything that's happened to you has made you believe that this is bad, this is good, this is how we're supposed to react. So you're starting to break what society has done to you, what your parents have done to you, what TV has done to you, what you have done to you throughout all these years, and start being yourself. And if you've lived like me for 47 years, it's very easy to, when you start doing this, be like, okay, it's just, I get it now, I'm going to stop it. No, you've done this for 47 years, at least in my case. It's not going to stop overnight, but by doing this gradually, instead of looking for a magical technique that's going to save you by a peak experience and like, whoa, everything's clear, no problem anymore. And you realize, no, it's actually work, and I have to keep doing it over and over and over. And by doing it over and over and over, you're gradually shaving it away. So gradually, every time you do it, it just gets easier and easier and easier. And as you go along, there's less stuff coming up, and all of a sudden it's not so difficult anymore. Again, still things coming up, but it's just easier. I love that. Power couple, yeah. We're getting married this summer, by the way, so we'll be a power married couple. Nice. I wasn't really clear last time, so I'll just say that this time also. Actually, I was clear, but I was confused. We'll have a meditation on Thursday also, because I thought Thursday was New Year's Eve, but it's actually New Year's Day. So there will be a meditation on Thursday. It will be the first meditation of the year, and I'm hoping many of you will be there. Thank you, Tim. Yes, that's it. So, for those who are new, we sit and chat like this a bit before, and then we do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. After that, we'll do a guided meditation, since it's Monday today. And then we say goodnight, and we see each other on Thursday again. So the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method is a way of coming back to the senses. I won't go into too much detail now, but basically what we do is we say out aloud 5 things we can see, 4 things we can feel, 3 things we can hear, 2 things that we can smell, and 1 thing that we can taste. And the whole idea relates back to breath as background. When we're having the breath as background, what we're trying to do is use the breath as an anchor, to anchor our awareness in what we're experiencing, and not using our minds to drift off into a fantasy of the future or a idea of what happened in the past, but instead coming back to our senses. What are we experiencing? It's a really good technique to use. I've used it several times. I've actually been with quite a few people who have panic attacks. They used to seek me out like magnets when I was a monk. And doing this with them really helps you, bringing you back and making you calm. So it can be actually breath as anchor. It can be, well, it's not a breath technique, but it can be used in the emergency brake, because it brings you back to here. And the emergency brake part, by the way, for the 3 breath system, damn it, I just realized it's not just breath, it's more than breath. There's other things you can do. Well, we'll have to see what we do about that. But by coming back to our senses, you will stop running away in your mind and really start being anchored here. So we'll do it together. We say out aloud 5 things we can see, and then say what you see. Of course, I'll say on my end, and I'll explain it, and then we just do that for the other four things as well. So I can see a cup, a Moomintroll cup. But when I look at this, I can see the reflections from the lights. I can see the curvature, the colors, the texture of it. I can see how it kind of shapes and slopes, and it goes in here. I can see how it looks, and I see the shadows and everything that it's made from. And it's like, oh, it's about becoming curious and appreciating how beautiful this is, because this is interesting to look at. It's a nice cup. I see a office chair. I see a pair of socks. I see a toilet paper roll. And I see a painting of me when I was a monk. There's 5 things that we could see. I could see. Hopefully you saw something else on your side. Otherwise it's very strange if you saw what I saw. Next we take 4 things that we can feel. I can feel my leg. I can feel my beard. I can feel my microphone. Hopefully those won't be too loud. I can feel the carpet. 4 things that I could feel. Next we take 3 things that we can hear. I can hear the fan on my computer. I can hear the pump for the heat pump. I can hear cracking in my spine, my neck. 3 things that I could hear. Next, 2 things that we can smell. I can smell a fruity kind of scent. I can smell a bit of sweat. Finally, we take 1 thing that we can taste. I can taste cherry. So I'd like you to start focusing on your breath. Again, we're not looking to feel any specific sensations of the breath. Instead, we're just trying to be aware of breath happening. Many times people think that they need to feel the individual sensations of air rushing through the nostrils, or air coming down the lungs, or expanding and contracting in the stomach or torso area. But when the breath becomes calm, that can be really difficult to feel. So most of the time, what you'll be aware of is that breath is happening. You're noticing that breath is moving, that it's moving in and that it's moving out. We're not trying to look for a small specific point. Instead, we're trying to keep our awareness wide. The wider you keep your awareness, the less you there will be in it. The reason is that when you're looking for a small point, you need to narrow down your awareness, and you get the feeling that I am here looking at this tiny little point for a sensation. That creates more of the sense of I am here looking over there. But by making your awareness wide, all-encompassing, just awareness of breath, you're using the technique to dissolve the sense of self at the same time as you're using the technique to be aware of what's happening. Small details that make big differences. So just widen your awareness to be aware of your whole body, almost like a field. And you're breathing in and you're breathing out. It's easy to get stuck with thoughts of, I need to do this perfectly. It needs to happen a specific way. I need to be good at meditating, or I'm sure other people sitting here have an easy time doing this, but I suck. Nothing works for me. I keep drifting off into my thoughts. For the next 20 minutes, just give yourself permission to be okay with whatever happens. If you have things that happened in the past that are important that you need to think about, just let them be for a while. If there's something really important you need to solve for tomorrow, or you're in a situation that you don't like and I have to get out of it, it's okay. You can let be for the next 20 minutes. And if your mind should wander there, that's okay as well. Just keep coming back over and over to awareness of breath happening. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. One of the best ways to fail at meditation, to be really bad at it, is to be judgmental. It's to be hard on yourself. Now, as I say that, you might think, oh man, I do that all the time. I'm so bad at this because I'm hard on myself. I give myself a hard time. I really, again, cake on cake. It's okay. Whatever happened, happened. You can always start over and just come back to the breath. Just right now. Come back to the breath and observe yourself breathing in and breathing out. For this meditation, we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to count the breath from 1 to 8 and then down again from 8 to 1. But I want you to move your awareness around. So we will breathe in and out, and I count 1. Then feel breath, or feel what you're feeling on your left arm area, towards the left side of your body. And then when I go to 2, you can feel on your right side of the body. 3, feel on your torso. 4, maybe you feel on your pelvic area. 5, maybe your scalp. 6, your chin. 7, your eyelids. 8, your toes. Just encompass everything in the field that is aware that you're breathing. And if it's difficult, just fall back to feeling it wherever you're feeling your breath. Again, there is no right or wrong. It's not about being strict and really intense. It's about being soft, forgiving, kind, accepting of whatever your awareness is doing. It will be different today compared to what it was last time and what it will be next time. So breathing in and out. 1, in and out. 2, in and out. 3, in and out. 4, in and out. 5, in and out. 6, in and out. 7, in and out. 8, in and out. 7, in and out. 6, in and out. 5, in and out. 4, in and out. 3, in and out. 2, in and out. 1. Now keep counting your breath, going from 1 to 8, then down again from 8 to 1. As you breathe in and out. 1, in and out. I want to introduce a new concept which we've talked about a lot, but maybe not in this concrete of a way. It's common to hear people talk about positive thinking, to change your thoughts into something more positive. Thoughts are difficult to touch. They're intangible, they're ephemeral, difficult to put into place, but we do have words for them. Since we're usually talking to ourselves, so we can share our thoughts by describing what we're talking about. And we can change our thoughts by talking about something different. The problem is that it requires tremendous effort and impossible to do long term. Temporarily, it's possible to change your thoughts by really holding on to them. What I want you to be open to is the idea that instead of working with positive thoughts, work with positive emotions. If you're sitting where you're sitting now, I want you to feel, what is your mood right now? Are you feeling calm, relaxed, peaceful? Are you enjoying being here, just sitting here? Or maybe you have a sense of uncomfortableness tingling in your stomach area, or maybe on your cheek, or your shoulder, or down in your arm. There's something that feels uncomfortable. There's a feeling of not physical pain, but a feeling of I don't really want to be here. I want to be over there. The way we try to get away from that is often imagining somewhere else. In other words, we avoid being here. But I want you to be right here and see if you can lean towards positive feeling. In other words, instead of doing positive thinking, I want you to do positive feeling. This might seem like a difficult thing to do, because how do you change a feeling? Many people identify with their feelings, which is very correct. The sense of you is actually in your feelings. So when you're turning a negative feeling into a positive one, you're touching the very core of yourself. Right now you're sitting there and you're feeling bad because someone looked at you a certain way earlier today and you did not like that. There's a bad feeling. I might identify with feeling bad about that bastard who looked at me that way. That could be that they were giving you the stinky eye. Could be that they were smiling at you. Could be that they were ignoring you. If you choose to feel good despite that happening, who would you be then? What are you giving up to allow yourself to feel happy now? What is it you have to surrender to feel peace and happiness? It's not about attaining more wealth, more power, more insights. It's about allowing yourself to feel good right here, right now. There's no shortcut. You just turn towards joy. You allow yourself to enjoy being here. Play around with it. If you're feeling good, then lean into that good feeling. Lean into enjoying being here. Not by tensing up, not by trying to go somewhere else, but by relaxing. Feel peace, feel ease, feel the lightness of just sitting there and being, not needing to do anything. If you have money worries, instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to be so rich, and trying to manifest all this money, like when I have that money, oh, it's going to be so amazing. I'm going to be able to buy all these things, I'll be so happy. Instead, focus on the ease you would feel if you would never have to worry about money. Instead of thinking, I'll have all this money and I'll be so rich, which will then create thoughts as, I need to protect this money. I need to make sure I don't lose it. Instead, just feel, what would it feel like if I had money to the point where I don't have to worry about money? I can buy what I want to, and I don't need to have so many things, but I have enough. If you feel like, oh, I wish I had a partner, I wish I had someone to be with because I'm alone and I want to find someone, instead of trying to feel the joy of being touched and being with someone and the ecstasy that you think you'll feel, just feel the ease of not having to look for anyone. Just feel the ease of having been together with someone for 10 years, knowing that you'll stay with them for the rest of your life. You don't need to do anything magical or incredible because you know that you love them. You know that they love you. It's effortless. You work together. You understand each other. When things come up, instead of having a big fight, you can just work it out. Feel the peace, the effortlessness of the things that you think you need, instead of trying to feel the intense joy or distortion of getting where you think you need to be. So just enjoy sitting here. Realize that there's nothing wrong with life. It's just your life story that's broken. That was one of the quickest 20 minutes we've had for me. I hope I really got the time right. I think I did. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a nice evening. It's very nice to see everyone here. And I hope I get to see you on Thursday again. Thank you for keeping to show up. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that, Stephen. I feel very peaceful as well. That was actually really nice. I hope you'll have a wonderful New Year's Eve, and that you don't put too much pressure on all the things you need to do next year, but instead feel the peace of what it would be like if you already did them. Which doesn't mean you're just going to sit still and do nothing, but it means that what you do in the beginning of next year comes from peace, stillness, and enjoying being you, rather than the idea that you're not enough and you need to change something to be okay. I'll see you on Thursday again. Thank you so much for being here.